Good morning and welcome to Slovenia. This is a country that I've never been to before, and today we are going to take a tour and go to Lake Bled and then also the capital. And I'm not even going to try to say that name yet because I will definitely butcher it. But right now we are in the port city of Koper, and that's Koper. It's supposed to be a beautiful little historic town right on the coast of the Adriatic Sea. And so we're going to go out here in just a minute and find our tour and tour Slovenia. Welcome to Slovenia, a hidden gem in the heart of Europe, where breathtaking natural beauty meets rich cultural heritage. From the towering peaks of the Alps to the shimmering waters of the Adriatic coastline, Slovenia is a land of diversity and wonder. Well, we had some disappointing news to start out our morning. We were supposed to visit Lake Bled and the capital of Slovenia, which I think is like Ljubljana, but our ship is not going to be in port for quite as long as we thought, so the excursion was canceled. So we're on a new excursion called Piran walking tour and the coast of Slovenia. And so I guess when you're traveling, you got to have flexible plans because sometimes things change. So we're here right now in Piran, and this is a pretty cool place because from where I'm standing, we are in Slovenia, but we can see Italy and Croatia. So I'll show you that here in just a second. So from this spot that I'm standing right now, you can look through over there through the water, over the water, and see Italy. The bigger city over there is Trieste, and the mountain range in the back is the Dolomites, and we are standing up on a big hill here in Piran at this chapel. And then on the other side of this bay is Croatia. So we'll walk over here and look at Croatia. So from this one spot, you can have a view of 3 different countries. So yeah, past the water over there is Croatia. But today we are going to be focusing on Slovenia's stunning coastline. With only 29 miles of shoreline along the Adriatic, Slovenia makes every inch count. First stop is St. George's Parish Church. This is a prominent landmark and a significant religious and historical site. This church is located on the top of the hill and has breathtaking views of Piran, the Adriatic Sea, and the surrounding countryside. Piran is a true gem. The old town is a maze of narrow cobblestone streets lined with colorful buildings. Venetian architecture dominates, with Gothic and Baroque influence adding to the visual feast. But the heart of Piran is Tartini Square. This elegant square is surrounded by cafes, shops, and is the perfect place for people watching. And in the distance, we can see the bell tower from St. George's Church, and they have this beautiful sculpture on top. Piran is one of the most picturesque towns on Slovenia's tiny stretch of Adriatic coastline. Sitting at the tip of a narrow peninsula, Piran is like stepping into a postcard. This seaside gem is a blend of Venetian charm, Mediterranean tranquility, and Slovenian pride. Well, the clock tower was striking noon, and so it was time for us to get some lunch. And this is the food that we ate. It was cheese and bread and some little fish, and I was not a fan. Erica's shopping at a little Slovenian store. Hello. But after Erica finished her shopping, we headed out to the sea. Piran's connection to the sea runs deep, shaping its history, culture, and way of life for centuries. Positioned on a narrow peninsula jutting out into the Adriatic, Piran has always looked to the sea for sustenance, identity, and trade. During the height of the Venetian rule, Piran was a vital port in the Republic of Venice. Its strategic location made it an important hub for maritime trade, connecting the Adriatic with markets across the Mediterranean. Salt, fish, olive oil, and wine were some of the key exports that flowed from this little town to the rest of the Venetian Empire. Hey, Erica, look this way. Fishing, though, has always been a cornerstone of life for Piran. For centuries, families have relied on the Adriatic's bounty to feed their communities and power the local economy. Even today, you'll find fishermen heading out before dawn, returning with catches of sardines and squid and other fish that serve as ingredients that define the town's cuisine. Today, the Adriatic's calm waters are perfect for leisure, drawing visitors for sailing, snorkeling, and paddleboarding. It's a place where the rhythm of the waves sets the pace of life, and this water is crystal clear and beautiful. Walking through the old town streets of Piran feels like stepping back in time. The town's medieval layout remains intact, with a maze of narrow, winding alleys that seem to whisper stories of centuries past. These streets are paved with history, literally. The polished stones glisten underfoot, reflecting the sunlight, a testament to the countless feet that have walked here over the centuries. Each twist and turn reveals something new, whether it's an arched doorway, or an ancient well, or a colorful fresco tucked into a quiet corner. And as you explore, you'll see the rhythm of daily life. You'll visit the local markets and see the outdoor shops. You'll see locals sitting outside cafes, sharing stories over cups of espresso. Laundry hangs from window to window above, swaying gently in the Adriatic's breeze. This is a town that feels alive, yet unhurried. Every so often, the narrow alleys open into small piazzas, each with its own unique charm. Here you might find a statue, or a centuries-old fountain, or a quiet restaurant, or a bench, or a small church with a bell tower casting its shadow over the square. And this is one of the beautiful churches that we walked by and went in. It was a nice little church, but it was beautiful and powerful to walk through. Piran's Venetian influence is everywhere you look. The elegant architecture with its arched windows and intricate stonework is a nod to the town's history as part of the Venetian Republic. The pastel facades, soft yellows, oranges, blues, and pinks are perfectly weathered, adding to the town's timeless charm. These streets are also full of treasures waiting to be discovered. Peek into tiny artisan shops where locals sell handmade ceramics, jewelry, and lavender products. Every turn in Piran's old town feels like uncovering a secret. It's a place where the past and present blend seamlessly, and every street tells a story. In Piran, getting lost isn't a mistake, it's a part of the magic. But now it's time for us to leave Piran and discover more of Slovenia's coast. We got on the bus and listened to our tour guide.
So you have the Rose, okay? So this is one of the most beautiful places where the tourists mostly go, because a lot of resorts here, a lot of hotels here, mostly Italians like to come here to gamble.
It's just literally concrete.
Yeah. The main square on the right side, it's really small. In the summertime, we have a lot of markets here. You can try like our products. And the most expensive hotel here is Hotel Kempinski or Palace Hotel on the left side. You will see it right now. And like I said, mostly people live here from the tourism. We have a lot of pubs here. Like I said, every time it's something special on the weekends now when it's the winter time coming, yeah?
Just a few kilometers from Piran lies one of Slovenia's most unique features, The salt pans. For over 700 years, these salt flats have been the cornerstone of life in the region, producing some of the finest sea salt in the world. Salt production here is more than just a job, it's an art form. Workers carefully rake and harvest salt by hand, a process that has remained unchanged since the days of the Venetian Republic. We then continued our tour down the coast, but we came to the checkpoint for the border of Croatia. So right before the security checkpoint, we turned on a little road to the left and then ventured out more into the Slovenian countryside. We started heading away from the coast now and getting in to more of the farmland and agricultural area. And along the way, we passed vineyards and olive groves. But after checking out some of the olive trees up close, it was time to head back to our port in Koper. And then it was time to get back on the ship. Well, we made it back from our excursion in Slovenia. And as we told you before, we were supposed to go to Lake Bled. And I think it's Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia, if I pronounced that wrong. Tell me down below in the comments how you would spell that out phonetically, I guess. I don't know. The comments may not help me pronounce it any better, but just for fun. We did learn a lot about Slovenia anyway, but Lake Bled and Ljubljana are in the northern part of Slovenia, and that's where the mountains are. The tallest mountain peak there is about 9,000 feet. And they have a lot of skiing there and everything in the winter, and that's where their national park is. So we missed that area. We stayed down on the coast. Slovenia, as our tour guide told us, if you use your imagination, is kind of shaped like a chicken. When you look at it on the map, and the feet and the butt part are down below, and the butt part is on the coast. And so I guess there's 42 kilometers of coast. It's kind of sandwiched between Italy and Croatia, and so it really doesn't have a whole lot of coast. But that's where we stayed, and we toured the cities that are along the coast. So we stayed in Koper, which the ship is docked in. We went to Piran, and then we drove along a couple other cities and saw them as well. So it was still a great excursion. We got out and walked a little bit, but we're gonna have to come back sometime and still make it to Lake Bled, because that is a beautiful area, and make it up to the mountain area in the national park. The two most famous people from Slovenia in the United States are Luka Doncic, who plays basketball for the Dallas Mavericks, and Melania Trump, who was the former First Lady. Both of those two people are from Slovenia, if you were wondering. And so we enjoyed our time here immensely, and like I said, we are definitely going to have to try to make it back here again at some point. So I guess so long, Slovenia, and tomorrow we will be in Croatia. Do us a favor and please hit that subscribe button. We would definitely appreciate it.